Hello and welcome to a game of Starcraft 2 between HuK and IdrA. HuK will be playing as the blue Protoss player at the lower left hand corner, while IdrA will be playing as the red Zerg player at the upper right hand corner. This is GGRFace and the map is going to be Shakuras Plateau. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with this map, let's take a quick look around. The base for both players is rather large and irregularly shaped, and on one side of the base there is a set of destructible rocks. On the other side of the base there is a tiny ramp along with a natural expansion. The great thing about this natural expansion is it is pretty small, and it does have a rather small choke as well, and it does lead to the low ground. So this natural expansion is on the high ground, making it pretty easy to defend. And directly outside the natural expansion is another expansion. This expansion does have a slightly wider choke, and in the middle of the map there are two Xel'Naga watchtowers, and these two watchtowers do provide vision for a quite large radius. And it looks like HuK will be scouting the wrong direction, as IdrA is as well. And there's something cool to know about this map. Players will always spawn on the left and the right. They will never both be on the left and never both be on the right. So whenever you're scouting, you're always scouting on the other side of the map. You never have to scout the direction directly below or above you. And it looks like HuK is going to be grabbing some minerals from his natural expansion, as he's probably thinking about doing something with that probe. And it looks like IdrA will be putting down the 15 extractor and the 14 pool. IdrA is a player known for his rapid expansions and macro style, whereas HuK is known for his micro and his great harassment with his initial probe. And it looks like that probe is going to try to pay for himself by grabbing that 5 minerals, and he is going to wait to dance with the hatchery and the drones that may come from the hatchery. And it looks like there is going to be a gateway at the top of the ramp for HuK. This is a great idea for all the Protoss and Terran players, because you usually want to block off your ramp from the Zerg. Zergs are known for their very quick Zerglings and bailing busts, and one way to prevent it is to put your production facilities, your gateways, your cyber cores, your barracks, or your factories at the front, because the pylons as well as the supply depots are very easily taken down by the bailing bus. And it looks like he will be putting down a pylon. This pylon will prevent IdrA from taking his expansion relatively quickly, and his drone is trying to decide whether he should attack the probe or attack the pylon, because he does not want the probe to start attacking the drone. And it looks like 2 of the Zerglings will come over, and this pylon should get cancelled because he might want that money back. And it does get cancelled, and this probe is very close to death. He has 4 Zerglings chasing him, but it looks like the Zerglings will break off. And there are 2 pylons. They should probably get cancelled momentarily, as the probe is going to be retreating, and it looks like that pylon will get cancelled and that one as well. But there was some delay for the player IdrA. It looks like he did get his hatchery up around 4 minutes and I think 11 or 12 seconds game time. And it looks like HuK has gotten early to gas, and he doesn't really have any units at the moment. All he has are probes, and IdrA does have 4 Zerglings on the field, and they are screaming across the middle map trying to get inside the base. And will the Zealot make it? And the Zealot is going to pop, and he will make it outside, and the Zealot is going to be on hold position. Something very important for all the Protoss player out there. You always want to keep your Zealots on hold position, because you do not want the Zerglings to lure them out. And Chrono Boost is being spent on the Cyber Core, as this drone is still trying to harass HuK a little bit as well. There are some pylons around the back of the map. This might signify he might want to put cannons there or high structures at the back. It looks like will be a Stargate going up. If we take a look at the vision of IdrA, he did see these 2 gateways go up, but he does not see the Stargate, as the drone did die right before it came. And it looks like the hatchery will be morphing into a lair, whereas this hatchery is about to be complete. There is a queen on it right away. Very good timing there from IdrA, and he will be transferring those drones over. It looks like about 9 drones, and ooh, this drone missed it. Oh no, he actually microed it back. Very good play there from IdrA. And HuK is going to push out, because he will want his expansion as well. He does not want to fall behind economically against IdrA, because IdrA is a very good player who can macro up very nicely. And ooh, IdrA did come in here and try to kill off the sentry. The sentry is pretty good against the Zerglings, but only with the help of the Zealots. If he does not have help, it's pretty weak. And it looks like IdrA will be grabbing his second gas as well. And the income tab does show that HuK is slightly behind in terms of minerals, and he is ahead in terms of gas though. Roach Warren coming up for IdrA, as HuK is going to be taking his Nexus. The pylon at the bottom of the ramp is a great idea. It does make your choke at the bottom as well as the top smaller, and it also provides a energy field for you to warp in units if you like. And there is going to be an upgrade for the burrow as well as the overlord speed from the other hatchery, and we will see the first void ray will come out momentarily as it is being chrono boosted. The APM for these players are off the charts. It's extremely high, and there's absolutely no action going on around the map at the moment, and I think these players are gearing up for a humongous monstrous game. And if we take a look around the map, there are two Zerglings sitting directly outside the ramp of his opponent. Will alert him should any units come his way. There's one Overlord to the northwest and one Overlord to the east that will alert IdrA should anything come. And it looks like an additional void rays will be coming out very shortly as the first forge has been placed down. The armies for both these players are quite small at the moment, only 2 Zerglings and 2 Roaches, whereas the Protoss player HuK does have 5 Zealots and 4 Sentries and 2 Void Rays, and the income tab will show a huge advantage for IdrA as he is going to be on 2 base much quicker than HuK, and HuK is going to get his second base up and running momentarily. And these 2 Void Rays are coming across the map. IdrA has spotted it with his Overlord, I believe, and he is going to be putting down the Hydralisk Den, and the Void Rays are coming across. These Void Rays might be picking off this Creep Tumor. It looks like he will be able to, and I think IdrA will know that it's coming, and he should probably put his Queens together in some time together so that he can fight these Void Rays. And the 2 Queens are going to come over. Additional Queens are being made at the moment, and he's going to start shooting this Void Ray. It looks like 3 shots were gotten off on the Void Ray. This Void Ray should micro back, and 1 Queen is going to go down. And the Void Ray should go back, move back. He's at 16, 7 HP, 1 more hit, and he go down. Oh no, he actually turned around a split second too early, and he goes down to the 2nd Queen. That was not a great tray for HuK, but he is taking down some of these drones. He will momentarily stop the mining at the natural expansion as he is going to be catching up slightly. Additional Void Rays being made at the moment, but I'm not sure if that's the best move as IdrA does have those Hydralisks, and the Hydralisks do a lot more damage than the Queens. They do 12 damage, whereas the Queen only does around 9 damage, and the Void Rays are going to head to the high ground, but there's an Overlord that will come over and give the Hydralisk sight of those Void Rays. It looks like the Overlord will stop over there and start pooping on the screen, and the Overlord will come over. Additional pylons being built, and Roaches are being built, and the Hydralisks are going to have their +1 upgrade. The Hydralisks are going to come around. Will this get taken out? And ooh, IdrA does snipe out the 2nd Void Ray. That is 2 Void Rays lost for HuK, maybe slightly unnecessarily. And he is going to come back here and harass this hatchery before the Queen comes out. Some Zealots and Sentries are coming across the middle of the map to support, and I think IdrA might want to go in for a defend here. He does not want to lose this hatchery, and we might see a huge encounter as the Sentries do pop their Guardian Shield, but does get taken down. And the Hydralisks are focused firing on those Sentries and Zealots, and there's 1 Void Ray left, and that Void Ray goes down as well. This is a slightly failed attack by HuK, and HuK is going to be falling back, and the army size is at 93 to 50, almost double the army size for IdrA. IdrA might be able to seal the deal here if he just pushes forward. The unit tab does show that he has 7 Roaches and it looks like 12 Hydralisks versus HuK's 3 Zealots and 3 Sentries. HuK only has, I think, 3 gateways, so he won't be able to really get a lot of units very quickly. And the Overlords, very, very good play here from IdrA. He is going to come across. This will allow his units travel much quicker to his opponent's base because Hydralisks as well as Roaches and all Zerg units move quicker on the creep, and it looks like he will be coming across, and I think HuK knows that he is in a little bit of trouble, and he is going to be getting more robotics facilities. He really needs more gateways to get more units out on the field because the army size is at 123 to 72. The upgrades for both these players are at 0-0 at the moment, but they are both researching their first +1 missile as well as ground. Ooh, and the Roaches are coming in, and they don't really want to engage as there are some Stalkers on the high ground. Stalkers on the high ground, very, very good idea. And they will be able to take shots at these units below, and the units below cannot retaliate. And 1 very good force field on the side here. This is a preventive force field that will let IdrA know if you come in and I will cut you off. It looks like HuK is going to be able to defend here for a while. The army size is at 133 to 79, and there are much fewer units for the Protoss player, but it looks like IdrA is going to back off. IdrA is backing off at the moment for some reason. He is taking all of his overlords back. He has a huge advantage, 146 to 83, and the income tab does reflect both players are about the same in terms of mineral income and gas income as well. I guess he just wasn't feeling it. IdrA is going to fall back, and IdrA is going to saturate his third base. I think IdrA really needs to make a push here if he just wants to win right now. I think he can, but there are two cannons here that does discourage him quite a bit, and he is supply block at the moment at 150, whereas HuK is only at 95. HuK is switching over to robotics facility. He has made 2 of those already, and he's making more and more gateway. This is exactly what he needs. He needs to be able to replenish his units quicker, and it looks like he saved up a lot of those chrono boosts. Maybe he was concentrating a little bit too much on the battle as he had not been chrono boosting his units, or he's saving his chrono boosts for a lot of these colossus that are coming up in the field. And IdrA is going to be spreading his overlords across the map to find out when his opponent is going to be expanding. It looks like this one will go down momentarily. There is going to be a spire along with an infestation pit, so IdrA may be thinking about going to the hive already, and he's also going to be getting the second upgrade for his missile attacks. HuK's upgrade are at 1-0 at the moment. He is focusing on getting a lot of colossus and the thermal lance upgrade, which almost doubles their range, and HuK is also going to be expanding to the middle with this Nexus and Pylon. I think IdrA is unaware of this because he did lose an Overlord very close, so IdrA does not have vision of that Nexus at the moment, and it looks like IdrA will be losing more Overlords as that one Phoenix for HuK will discourage the scouting information for IdrA, which is a great play by HuK. One unit, very useful, does deter his opponent, and this observer will have sight of these Hydralisks, and these Hydralisks are going to move back as that Phoenix is going to retreat. There's one Zergling that's burrow here, one Zergling that's burrow here. Very good and smart play for IdrA that will not only prevent his opponent from getting those expansions, but also let him know when HuK may be getting those expansions. The army size is at 190 to 134. It's only about 16 minutes into the game, and IdrA is maxed out, but the army's loss does show that HuK is at a disadvantage, but I think IdrA is still trying to macro up. I'm not quite sure what he's going for here, as he probably should attack. His opponent is only at 137, and every minute that passes by, his opponent will get stronger. More Corruptors are coming out on the field, and it looks like IdrA is going to try and slow push perhaps, or he is going to cement his half of the map, as there is one observer here, and there are some Overlords coming. The +2 weapons upgrade is being researched for HuK at the moment, as HuK is going to make a small push at the lower right hand corner. I believe IdrA does know about this, as he does have creep and the Overlord. He will see his set of destructible rocks are going down, and it looks like he does have vision of it, and he should catch a glimpse of the army as it's moving out. We do see the Greater Spire is coming along, so I think he is going to get Corruptors into Brewlords, and we might see a huge engagement here. A lot of these Colossus will be very key in this battle. Should the Corruptors take them down, then IdrA will have a huge advantage. Corruptors moving forward, trying to snipe off the Colossus. Will be able to take down that one Zealot, and this is something that IdrA does not want to do. He does not want to get past this choke, because his opponent can simply put down 2 or 3 force fields, or maybe even one very well placed force field, and that would prevent him from doing too much and split up his army. That's exactly what he does not want. More Colossus coming out from the robotics facility, and IdrA is sitting on 2-0 upgrades, whereas HuK is sitting on 1-0. Blink is going to be researched for his Stalkers, and as well as the +2 weapons, and here HuK does take down one Hydralisk with his micro efforts, and some cannons are going to be coming out for HuK, as HuK is slightly behind. His opponent is on 4 base, whereas he is only on 3 base, but they're both on the same number of gas, but IdrA does have more mineral income. And it looks like for some reason HuK does have a lot more harvesters. And there is going to be 4 Brewlords coming in. These Brewlords will be very critical, because they are going to be able to do a lot of damage relatively safely from a safe distance, but these Colossus are coming in, trying to kill off some of the units, and he has not yet managed to do that. Army size at 200 to 190. Both these players are pretty much maxed out. It will be whoever micros a little better will probably take the advantage. And Spinecrawler's coming out here. He wants to cement his half of the map. Brewlords attacking these cannons and units from afar. The great thing about Brewlords is not only do they hurt initially, they will also spawn some Broodlings, and those Broodlings also continue to do damage. Additional units are being warped in, and the army size is at very close to 200. Pretty much maxed out for all intents and purposes, and it's 2-0 upgrades for both players, and the +1 upgrades getting done for these Brewlords, and the Brewlords are still trying to do some harassment, and the Colossus and the huge army for HuK doesn't seem like they can make up their mind. And it looks like He is going to try to defend this base as he really does not want to fall behind 2 bases for the Zerg player. He blinks forward. He takes 1 volley shots, 2 volley shots, take down 1 Brewlord, and IdrA wants to move out, but he just realizes he does not want to be in that choke. Great play there from both players, and it looks like he will be putting down additional spine crawlers, and HuK is going to be keeping this base alive potentially. There is going to be 8 Colossus on the field. That is a lot of zoom. And these Stalkers blink forward once again, and he will take down the second